it's Courtney. It's Thursday. Yes, it's Thursday. I've been procrastinating. I've also not been able to talk because I've had stitches in my mouth because I had a frenectomy last Monday, which was possibly the shortest history known to man. It was a whole 10 minutes with the freezing, which was in a huge needle. Kind of concerned about that. Anyways, so I'm going to promote 2 different fanfictions today on total opposite ends of the spectrum in regards to pretty much everything. The first one is called Questions by Ayla Rosa, and it's a Ponyo fanfiction. And I love Studio Ghibli. I really, really, really do. I love everything about it. The characters, the story, the way it makes me feel like I'm having a second childhood. You know, because I had Disney for when I was actually, you know, having a childhood, and now that I'm an adult, which means nothing. I don't know. Should being an adult mean something? That's a philosophical question. Whatever. So I love watching Ghibli movies because it makes me happy inside. So I like this one because it's warm and fluffy. It's like eating a chocolate bar. It's just really sweet. Basically, Ayla Rosa is highlighting that certain awkward stage in between boys and girls. And, you know, the one where suddenly you realize just you're tweens and girls become really weird and boys are gross. And this is the growing up stage in between Ponyo and Sasuke because, you know, technically speaking, they're kind of, you know, destined to be together. But there's all the awkwardness and, you know, weird things that happen when you grow up. And speaking as an older sibling, it is cute to watch these things happen to younger siblings and nieces and nephews and, you know, kids born to your family friend circle. Like, just because you've been there and you know, and, you know, you get to watch them fall on their faces, and it's kind of cute and it's funny, and I don't know, I really, really enjoyed it. It's one of those simple, happy pieces. It doesn't involve a whole lot of deep thought or anything. But on to the next story, which is called Rouge Your Bar by Ironical Jester. Now, you and I both come from a time where there was no Twilight, therefore we had high standards for vampires. The kids these days don't have those kind of standards, which is a shame because they're just not gonna know any better. And it's not their fault, you know, they honestly have no one to compare. So I try not to judge them too much. Anyway, a friend actually introduced me to this fandom, and it's called Hellsing with Nazi vampires. That's all it is. It's a very small organization called Hellsing running around and destroying vampires. And then there are Nazi vampires involved and Catholic. There's a Catholic monster hunter group as well. But the story Rouge Your Bar is a relationship study between 2 characters. Between Walter and the captain. Now, in the storyline in the original anime, manga, what have you, Walter is actually the villain you don't see behind the doorway with the butcher knife. I didn't like that, and there were a lot of us pro-Walter fans who didn't like it. Because Walter is one of those characters who you just love to pieces. It's kind of like watching Michael Caine as Alfred in The Dark Knight. You know, if Alfred actually turned out to be an evil guy, we will cry, because Michael Caine as Alfred is just, well, it's just amazing. It's the same thing with Walter. You feel safe with him because you know that even though he's an old man, he could probably take off some heads and laugh about it and then drink a cup of tea like nothing ever happened. And so, in the story, I've just lost my train of thought. Anyway, that's embarrassing. But in the story, what happens is he gets kidnapped, and by the Major. I could sit here and explain Hellsing to you, but it takes too long. You have to go and look it up on YouTube. Make sure to do Hellsing OVA because it's better quality and everything's just better in the OVA. Anyway, so he gets kidnapped by the major, or wrong character, gets kidnapped by the captain and then gets recruited into the major's forces, and that's the guy who's controlling all the Nazi vampires. And you really see the respect you have for someone when you've been sparring with them and fighting with them for so long. Kind of like Batman and Joker almost. I'm probably just twisted. And what I liked about the story is it was believable. It actually, you know, you could see it being this way in the anime and then in the manga. And you could, I felt, you know, it was almost like, yes, Walter came through. It's kind of like I remember in one comic book, Joker broke into the Wayne mansion, and Alfred stopped him from going down into the Batcave by, you know, appearing from some like armoire or china cabinet with a silver tea tray, and bashing him over the head with it, and then tying it with duct tape. Like, it's just like, yay, victory is at hand. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, it made me happy because the character that I enjoy so much was saved, and it was believable, and it wasn't out of character, and it wasn't even really out of canon, almost. Like, it really could have been, you know, if it had been written into the original story. And it made me sad because you even feel sad for the captain at the end, because the whole thing was really, really bittersweet. So I think you'll like it. Both Ada Rosa and Ironical Jester have not necessarily huge, but they have a very large collection of work that both deserve a lot of attention. I think they need more readers, way more reviews, and a lot of appreciation for the hard work they put into it. I've read a few of their pieces for each of the authors. I found little grammatical errors, I found little spelling errors. Either they've got good betas, because I can't remember at the top of my head right now, it's been a long day, or they're just really hardcore and they know what they're doing and they're awesome. But yeah, they deserve, I don't know, a high five, you know, cook it with sprinkles on it, and yeah, a few more reviews if you're feeling, you know, spry enough. Anyway, Maria, I'm going to see you next week. I'm going to try and get through tomorrow's all-day shift, and then Monday I have my driving test again. So let's see if Drive Past Ontario is going to stop being a jackass. Anyway,